Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Beth and this is Beth's Bookish Reviews, and today I am doing a whip and chat on this Hello Kitty and Friends. I will show it to you. As you can see, I have already started, and oops, I didn't really kit up. I just put some I just took some of my containers out of one that I'm already using, and this is the last row right here. So anyway, I'm working right up here. All right. So in case you don't know what a whip and chat is, it is a whip is a work in progress. And chat just means that I'm going to chat with you. I got this from Amazon. I ordered 2 Hello Kitty diamond paintings. A friend of mine wanted me to do one for her daughter. And so this one, I asked my friend Mary that I work with if she would like one for her granddaughter, her younger granddaughter. And she said yes, so I am doing that one for her. Today is her birthday, so I thought I would go ahead and get started on it. She's not going to be at work tomorrow, but you know, like, it gives me a few days to get it done. I by far am not done with my train, but this is a weekend retreat, so I just watched Granny's premiere, and I really didn't get to watch it because my husband called during it, so I could only really, I turned it up. Helps when there's a drill on there, doesn't it? So I had to turn it down and talk to him, but I stayed in the chat and I kept the premiere on. But anyway, so I took the day off last Friday, and I stayed behind all week. And that's what happens when you're a teacher. I did not think I was ever going to get caught up on grading all of those papers. And then I had to put them all in my grade book and then enter them online and hand them all back, and it's just a lot. It's a lot of work for us to miss a day. So anyway, we have a couple teachers that are going to be out tomorrow. I, for one, will be there. Like I said, I don't like to miss unless I have to. But I did take that personal day because husband was on vacation, and since he is working days, well, he's kind of on the evening shift, we don't get to see a lot of each other. You know, he used to have weekends off, but that's not the case anymore. We see each other like Monday night and Tuesday night. Those are his usual days off. And Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings, since I have those days off. I think Cooper's wanting over here. He came in here talking to me just now, and they just came in. They've had their treat, and so that's the only thing he can want. Come here. Come on. All right, lay down. So every time he comes in here, Smitty is blocking the way. He lays across the whole path so that Cooper can't get over here. And Cooper has to talk to me, and I have to make it so that Smitty sits up or moves his head or whatever to he get over here. So, how is everybody doing? It's been a minute since I filmed a WIP and chat. I finished my, what was I working on? It was Chuck Pinson was the one we were all doing together. And everybody, I felt like had finished it, but me. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, I finally finished it. What's everybody working on? How's everybody been doing? What's everybody reading? I'm reading about 5 books at once. The first one, I'll probably finish it later this evening because I'm listening to it. I'm reading Louise Penny, The Brutal Telling. This is another installment of Armand Gamache series, and he is back in Three Pines, and there's been a body found in Olivier's Bistro, and Gamache has come in to find out who done it. And there is clues. There are references to Jane Eyre and Charlotte's Web. And I think that's so neat because those were some of my favorite books growing up. Well, Jane Eyre is still one of my favorites. But I really think if you like Vera and oh, what's that other series? I can't even think. I gotta go to Amazon just to figure it out. It's right there on the tip of my tongue. it's got the detective, and he's always got a different partner. Midsummer Murders. And if you like Agatha Christie, I really think you'll like Louise Penny, the Armand Gamache series, because I really think that she's a fabulous author. I would really put her up there with Anne Cleves, who writes the Vera books. I'm trying to get this little section of L's done. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all what color I was working on. It's 153. Let me see if I can find my let's see it right there. And I've got silicone mat fixing to fall on my head. All right, 153 is a very light violet. All right. So I'm really enjoying that one. The body that they found is a hermit, but he's got all these antiques and all these first edition copies that have been signed by all these authors, like Charlotte's Web was signed by, well, that didn't place right. E.B. White. And so, yeah, it's just getting down to a really good part, the really good part. I'm also reading, I haven't made it any further in the Count of Monte Cristo. For nonfiction November, I'm reading London, the biography by Peter Ackroyd. And if Granny happens to watch this, this is all about London, obviously, since it's the biography. And you can get this on Audible. I don't know if you can check it out through Libby, but you can also order this book itself through Amazon. I got it used through Amazon, through one of the people that sells through there, and they have pictures, of course, like in most biographies, and I just think it's really neat. It tells the history of London, and I immediately thought of Granny when I ordered it. I ordered it because one of the booktubers that I watched said she was going to be reading it this month, and so I decided I was going to read it too. I don't know if she's reading it or not. She said she was going to read it at the end of last year during November this year. And so, but she hasn't said if she's reading it now. And I've only made it through about 3.5 chapters. I mean, yeah. So I'm in the 4th chapter. And yeah, we're building the city, and they're telling about the London Wall and how the Anglo-Saxons came in and took over the city, and then another group, the Danes, came in and took it over from them. So, I mean, it's quite interesting. But if you get the audiobook, I would suggest a Kindle version or some sort of hard copy to help you follow along. Because being a history, it's going to be very hard to stay attentive. it is for me. And I am a history person. That's what I teach. That's what I love. But I find that my attention span, it's kind of broken sometimes while I'm reading. So, I am also reading, I'll put a picture up, The Tenant of Wildfell Hall. This is a buddy read with a fellow booktuber, and I don't know if the other lady that we are reading it with is a booktuber or not. I'll link both of them down below. But Tiffany from Beautiful Minutia said she was going to read The Tenant of Wildfell Hall in November, and she listed her classics that she was going to read. And so when she said that she was going to read The Tenant of Wildfell Hall, I asked, could I read that with her? And obviously, she's just the type of person. She's really sweet and just a wonderful person. And she said, of course. He's back in here talking to me. And this is an Anne Bronte, and which is Charlotte Bronte's sister, Emily Bronte's sister. Emily Bronte wrote Wuthering Heights. Charlotte Bronte wrote Jane Eyre. So we are reading this during the month, and we are working on 2 chapters a day. And Miss Graham has moved into Wildfell Hall and is staying there. And the town, or the village, is very talkative about this lady and how she raises her child and how she lives and all the wrongs that she does. And yeah, so can't think if there's anything else I'm reading. So far, I've read this month, I was trying to finish my 52 books in 52 weeks, which I did. I've read 11 books this month. And my favorite book so far, besides The Outsiders, which was a reread, probably has to be... Okay, I have 2. I liked Every Value Break and Killers of the Flower Moon. Killers of the Flower Moon is about the Osage Native Americans, and they were living on the Oklahoma land, and rightfully they should have been able to live wherever they wanted to, but the government moved them to Oklahoma, and oil was struck, and obviously they became very rich. Then they started to be killed off, and so this all led to the birth of the FBI, and so the FBI investigated to find out what was happening to these people. And it ended the way I figured it was going to end. I didn't want it to end that way, but it did. And but I still really enjoyed the, well, how can you enjoy something like that? But I like history, and I'm glad this book is there and I can, you know, refer back to it. I will not give up this book. This will not go in the unhaul pile, because I could see myself rereading this book, even though it's nonfiction. Then, Every Value Break. It was a thriller by Peter Swanson. And this was about a girl marries her boyfriend, I guess is what you'd call him. And he actually, well, she meets this guy before she marries him and has a fling with this guy on her bachelorette party night, weekend, whatever. And whoops. So she doesn't tell him, and so they go away for their honeymoon, and you know, things start happening. Yeah, it's really weird and crazy and all the things a thriller is supposed to be. I have tea. It's ultra spice chai tea, and I always put 2 Splendas in this one, and it says, "You are amazing," remember that? And right now, while they have it out, I use pumpkin pie spice creamer. All right, so now I'm going to move on to I, and that is number 14. I'm going to use my purple. A lot of times I just can't see these white grills in the white. I'm just throwing them everywhere. Let me put these in. Oh, that's not a white. All right, so 14 is 3865. And it is Winter White. So it's about right here. So my mom is due to have knee surgery just before Thanksgiving. So I'm going to go over there to cook so that she's not by herself. don't think anybody should be alone on a holiday after a surgery. I don't normally cook a big dinner. Usually it's just me and James. We stopped going to big dinners a long time ago. But my mom usually cooks for other people, and I told her that I'm not one to cook for other people. If people show up at her house, they better be willing to work, because, well, I just don't cook for other people, so they're gonna have to do something to earn a meal. I'm not as sweet as my mom. But anyway, she also doesn't like anybody in her kitchen. I'm different. I've been in her kitchen all her life. All my life. All my life. But I also don't think it's fair for somebody to pay for the meal, cook the meal, do everything else, and then somebody else come in and just to eat. You know? So, when they're perfectly capable of helping. That's all I'm gonna say. We don't anticipate anybody coming over. We figure they'll be with their family. So my friend Chris is doing a readathon this month, and it's called Nostalgia November, and it is where you read books that make you feel nostalgic for, you know, your childhood. And well, it doesn't have to be your childhood, but one of the prompts is I don't even remember the prompts. It's like read. I think one of them is just to read a book, read the very first book you remember reading as a child, the book that has been your favorite the longest, and then I know she didn't start talking. Okay, I muted her. And a book that makes you feel nostalgic. Does not have to be one you read as a child. Just makes you have all those feels. So that's what I read The Outsiders for. It has been my favorite the longest. Longer than Jane Eyre. And next month, we're going to be reading Little Women. I have a couple books to read with that. I have a book called March that's the Little Women told from the dad's perspective. And then I have the letters of Little Women. It's their letters written back and forth to each other, you know. So I'm excited about my TBR for next month. I have some Christmas books besides just A Christmas Carol. I'm going to try a couple new authors. I'm going to try a book by Rosamund Pilcher. Oops. won't be long till we're out for Christmas break and I can do more videos. This year seems like it's just flying by. Speaking of, I've already started to plan for the new year as far as books, tentatively. Like some of the things I'm planning to read and stuff. I am going to borrow an idea from a booktuber that I know that she has done. She took and read a Charles Dickens book every 2 months. She read a different one, and she read them in publication order. So I'm planning to do that. And I'm also going to read the Barchester series by Trollope. Well, if I like The Warden, then I'll continue. So I want to see what Benjamin McAvoy has on his list. He does a class. He does classes with his Patreon, and I'm considering signing up. It just depends on what's on his syllabus for 2025. So I have some paintings that I showed them in a video, but they were just like, I just held them up. I need to haul them, like actually lay them out and show them, but I haven't. And a lot of them are Christmas. Keep doing that. So I read The Outsiders, and then I don't know if I told you or not, but I watched the movie earlier today. That was fun. You got to complete the experience. There's nothing like that movie. Nothing like that book. I find myself cringing sometimes, though. I still love it. There's another one of those moment of silences. Sometimes I forget I'm filming when I'm on here, and so then I think, oh yeah, I'm recording this. I need to talk. And then I don't know what to talk about, because then I'm put on the spot. It's like, well, what do I say? I don't know what to say. So, what is y'all's favorite dish for Thanksgiving? What do you like to have? What is your favorite thing to cook or have there? My must-have is the one I want there, not necessarily the one I like to cook, is I must have the pumpkin pie. I'm not a pumpkin fanatic. I don't have to have it. Now, I like my pumpkin pie spice creamer, and when I go to Starbucks, if I order the iced chai tea latte and they have the pumpkin cream cold foam, I like to have it on there. But now I don't like a pumpkin spice latte, and I don't like all the pumpkin spice stuff, but I want a pumpkin pie. I like the pumpkin roll, the pumpkin, but I can do without it. It's not a must-have. But when it's Thanksgiving and Christmas, I want a pumpkin pie. Now, I like all the other stuff, but and mashed potatoes. And my husband, he has to have cornbread dressing. And he wants it cooked with the turkey. He's adamant about it. And I know some people cook their turkey, my sister and my mom cook their turkey the night before and keep it in the oven all night. And some people cook it, we cook ours, that day. And I don't want that one that's upside down. I've got that song from The Outsiders stuck in my head, Stay Gold by Stevie Wonder. Just flung another one out. Phone's over here going off. So my stepsister, Trish, has fallen in love with diamond painting. I haven't seen anything that she's done yet. But I like how Crafting with V is doing her squares. She's got them numbered, and then she spins and finds out what she's going to do next. That's pretty neat. That way you don't get bored. I think I'm just going to leave those in there. I'm going to lay that in there on top of that because I don't plan to use that for anything else. Okay, I think I will do... I think I'll do the H's. And there's 9. And 9 is 3805. Cyclamen pink is the color. We'll get this one done, and then I'll go ahead and say goodbye. That's a white one. But you just hanging on for dear life, aren't you? That's a pretty pink. So, besides WIP and chats, are there any videos you'd like to see from me? Leave them in the description. Leave them in the comments. I will link Granny and V down below in case you don't know their channels. You can go follow them. They are wonderful. I found Crafting with V through Granny, and I love them both. V's my diamond painting sister, and Granny's my diamond painting mom. And we are just all one big happy family around here. I'm so happy I found them. Is that a P? No, that's an H. I invited myself to one of their buddy paints. Instead of a buddy read, it's a buddy paint. And never looked back. Of course, they were fine with it. because they're just nice people. They're wonderful. I didn't tell you about my kids are studying. My kids are studying Greece right now. I have to say they're a pretty cool little bunch. I enjoy these kids. They get to be pretty talkative, but I have to admit they're a pretty good little group of kids. All right. And with that, I'm going to say I'm done for right now, because this isn't the first time I've diamond painted today. I've worked on my monthly project. I will pull that out and show you how much I've gotten done on Elsa. Now, I've only worked on her yesterday some, and then some today. So I've gotten this down here done and up in here, and then some of her hair done. So I hope to be finished with this by the end of next weekend, and this one by the end of next weekend, because these are just weekend retreats. So yeah, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this whip and chat, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment down below. And like I said, if you're new to diamond painting and this was your first one and you don't follow Granny or Crafting with V, go over there and give them a follow, a subscribe. I'm sure they would love to have you join their family as well, and I will see you in the next video.